Welcome to episode 5 of the Igloo. I'm Nick, Greek God Nick. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. This is my little talk show. I do it once a week, uploaded on Fridays, and I just sit down and record what's on my mind while playing a game that I enjoy. This week it's Deep Rock. I don't know what'll be next week. Yeah, but episode 5. Um, I'm doing pretty good at recording these. Um, I'm surprised I am, saying that I tried doing stuff like this in the past, and I failed to, but this is the farthest I think I've ever gotten. And I'm enjoying it. I do it every week now. I make time to do it, specifically, the reason I bring it up today, even though, I've done it 5 times already now, is purely for the fact that, I'm doing this earlier than usual. This is actually, I just finished some college work, because if you don't know, I'm a college student. And, yeah, I just finished some college work, and I said, fuck it. This week could get busy with some stuff that I have planned. Let's crank out an episode of the Igloo while I play some games. And, yeah. I'm doing this literally at, 3:29 in the morning for me. So, I guess that could tell you how dedicated I am to this and how I do enjoy doing it. Because I do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, believe me. Because I would quit it right now. I did this purely for enjoyment. But yeah. It's late, but my brain is still working because I had a bit of a weird day. This isn't on the list, but we'll talk about it just because I think it's interesting. And, the whole point of this is so that I can talk. So let's talk about something that's on my mind. In particular, I had class today, obviously, because student and shit. But in particular, I had my art class, and wow, it was I've been sick a little bit too, so this is gonna all go back into everything together. I didn't get as much done as I usually like to, cause I get paranoid as a person when I don't do as much as I want to do. My biggest fear is time, and I like to use all the time I have in a day as much as I can, which is why I don't like to take naps. Even when I'm tired, I would rather just keep chugging through it, purely for the fact that I get paranoid when I do. And when I'm sick, it's the worst because the healthy option is to sleep, which is what I do because it's the right option to do. Even though I could do more stuff I want to do, such as, playing a game, doing homework, hanging out with the family. When you're sick, it's better off, especially because, my grandparents do live with me. So I would rather not get them sick because I'm sick. So, I believe I'm doing the right thing, is what I'm saying. And either way, I'm sick. Or I was sick. I'm still a bit sick, but not enough to, not excuse me. If you got there you go. That's the only thing I have left of me being sick. I could go into detail about this too, because it's all connected. This is some One Piece fucking fucking connection shit we'll be doing here today. But quick summary. My dad had a virus, and after he had the virus, I got the virus, which then my grandpa got the virus, and then it's basically just been going around the house. Everyone's getting the virus, and I wouldn't be surprised if my mother and sister were to get the virus, or my grandmother soon. But yeah, I was sick a little bit, and it was affecting my work for school and videos, because well, today is Thursday or not Thursday, today's Friday when this will be uploaded. Wednesday is when this is being recorded, like I said. I originally had plans to edit a video and have it out by Tuesday, like I usually try to do. I haven't been doing it because obviously I've been busy, but I had a video ready because I recorded it, and I wanted to get it out for you guys on that Tuesday, and that didn't work out. So it was purely for the fact I was too sick. I just couldn't do shit. I couldn't even do my homework. I did my homework actually an hour before it was due, at 11 o'clock at night, on Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I forget what I handed it in, but I handed it in the day it was due, and that was because I was too sick to do it the prior days. Because I've been sick technically. Today's Wednesday. I was sick. I was sick from Friday all the way to Sunday night, and I felt better Sunday night. Sunday night was the day I was like, okay, I'm doing better. But still, I managed to get my work done in time, and I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better now. I think for the most part the virus has left the the Greek god household. I guess we could call it. Um, to my knowledge, most of the family's doing better here. Um, I can speak for myself at least. I'm doing a lot better. God, there's so many guys on the fucking tank here. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I feel a lot better, and I'm actually cool thing. I have 3 videos recorded now. They're not edited, but they're ready. They're ready to be edited, and I recorded those prior to this. I can just tell you guys what they are. Because honestly, I don't really give a shit about I have nothing really to worry about. It's kind of just the thing I'm doing. You know, who gives a shit? Who's gonna steal my ideas? And if they do, who gives a shit? I have the Igloo to prove that I came up with them first. So who gives a fuck? Well, first thing is that I recorded the video about Deep Rock. In particular, it's a video that I'll be talking more about. I'm not gonna go into much detail about this one because I'm gonna talk about this more with one of my topics that I wrote down for this week. It is about Deep Rock and how seasons need to change, and I want them to change. In particular, some things I want them to add to the game, but we'll get to that when I get there eventually. That's just something I'm alluding towards for now. You know what I mean? Um, what else is there? Um, I recorded another video about how I hate drip feeding content, and it's like no one ever talks about it, even though like if you ask people that if like do they hate drip feed content, most people will tell you they hate it. Especially if you ask about the right game, people will tell you they fucking hate that shit, which makes sense. Drip feeding sucks. I hate drip feeding content, and obviously, if you want to know more about that, I'll be uploading that whenever I can edit it. Obviously, when I get time. But for the simple answer, drip feed is basically just, hey, we have all the stuff ready for this, or mostly done, but we're gonna sit on a bunch of it and only drop it every once in a while throughout a week. It's in multiple chunks so that it can last a month. Or if you're Destiny, drop it in a bunch of chunks so that there's still 5 to 6 weeks of nothing to do towards the end of the season. You'll hear more about Destiny, believe me, in that video. I used Destiny for a couple examples. Um, yeah, we'll leave that there though. In the third one, the third video, it was actually about bugs. Surprisingly, I had a bug situation earlier today with a fly, and it inspired me to make a video purely for the fact that there was a fly in my room that I killed, and that's kind of just it. It kind of just evolved from there, and I made it into a video because I'm like, huh, this is kind of goofy. And yeah, I kind of just talk about a fly, or I talk about bugs. Well, I'll leave that there for more for the video, though. Like I said, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. That's what the videos are for, anyway. But yeah, let's get into my actual topics because I've kind of just done like I guess my little refresher of where I've been. And I've done my intro already. That was about almost 10 minutes of me talking. Yippee! Well, here's the first topic. I'm gonna put a spoiler warning here real quick. One of the reasons I actually went on such a big rant about like stuff going on in my life, I would usually do that as like the shit goes on, but I'm putting a spoiler warning here. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of spoilers today. I'm gonna actually label this episode the most spoilers this podcast will ever have, and that's purely for the fact that I want to talk about a lot of shows I'm watching, slash animes I watch, like One Piece and everything, and books because I read the One Piece manga. So let's I want to let people know here right off the bat, I'm going to be talking about spoilers today. So if you don't want to hear that, I suggest that you probably like leave now. But I'll give you a list of the spoilers I'm going to be talking about. So if you don't mind them, stick around. If you, I don't know, just don't care, obviously stick around if you want to, but if you do care, please leave. I don't want to spoil these things for you. Because I love them so much too that I would hate to hear someone got spoiled because of me. But I tabbed that for a second, bro. To give you a list of the things I'm gonna be spoiling, One Piece is manga, the current chapter, One Piece the anime, the current episode, and future episodes. What do you call it? Doctor Who, because that might have some spoilers, even though it's just trailers for stuff. And Fiona and Cake. So yeah, there's gonna be a couple things that I'm personally very passionate behind, such as like Doctor Who being one of my favorite shows of all time, Fiona and Cake, a really good show based off Adventure Time that I'm really much enjoying. I don't want to spoil any of this stuff for you guys. So, this is your warning. I'm going to start talking about it now, because I've waited long enough that I feel justified that I can talk about it. Okay, let's go. Fiona and Cake. Big spoiler right off the bat. Jerry. You guys know I've joked around about Jerry for a long time. Anyone that's been here for long enough knows that Jerry is like the most common name I give shits. Like, if anything has a name that I don't know what to give it, or if anything needs a name, my go-to is usually Jerry. Funny enough. In the final episode of Fiona and Cake, not final episode, but the one for last week, was called Jerry. And when I was on the call with friends, I was like, holy shit. That's like the name I've like coined. I have like unironically like coined the name Jerry for like how much I say that name. But in particular, Jerry is the Lich. BMO gives that name to the Lich, and it's wild because this version of the Lich is the version of the Lich that actually made the wish for the extinction of all life. You know, the one that we thought Jake undid? No. All since then, I've always had this theory. I never knew if it was true, and I honestly, for a while, didn't think it was true, even though, like, I was convinced at one point. But after years, like, literally years, I'm not gonna act like I'm gloating or shit about this. It's not like, I wasn't even doing, like, videos or shit about this. I never did videos or anything like this. It's not like I was, like, a YouTuber that's like, oh my god, I predicted this, like, 10 years ago. Or you made a tweet about it. I never did anything like that. It was more just, hey, I watched this show, and I thought that was cool, and it could be true. It's such a good feeling to be like, yeah, I was fucking right about that. From the start. I was right about that shit since the fucking episodes I saw that. Because I remember when Prismo said, or like, not what Prismo said, I know people like the Round Table and people like that were like, oh, when Prismo makes a wish, it must make an alternate reality. Or I believe Prismo actually does say that too. But either way, it's so cool to see it actually be true. That like every wish he makes makes a different reality. Even if it like does affect the main reality, it makes like a copy of it. So that even like the smallest issues, like smallest details, it's like, God, that's so cool. And you get to see it. Like, I'm gonna go into so much detail about this shit. In particular, they like you get to see, like when you first make it to that reality with Fiona, Cake, and Simon, you see just everything. You know, like you see regular ooh, but it's like dead. Everything's dead from the treehouse to like the grass on the floor. It's all like hay. It's like the best way I can explain it. I'm not like I don't really know how to explain it. It's really just everything is dead. And that's because all life is extinguished. All of it. Like, that was the Lich's wish. The Lich's wish was literally just the extinction of all life. Everything. If it could breathe, if it had a heart, or whatever, it died. Which, see, that's kind of funny enough I say a heart, because, in that episode, BMO is actually proven to still be alive. Which is interesting, because we see nobody else alive. Except for BMO and the Lich. Which is, like, interesting. Not the Lich part. Lich part makes sense. But BMO is a bit interesting, because is it just BMO isn't associating with the other Moes? Or Nepter? Was that his name? Nepter? The other guy? Yeah, Nepter. We'll say that much. I don't remember his name. But, it's like, there's all these, there's like these robots that I guess don't classify as life. Or even the ones that I would consider as life, like BMO. Like, I would consider BMO to be alive. BMO has a heart. Not a real heart, but like a robot heart. You know, they treat BMO. Like, even in an episode when BMO dies, they literally bury BMO. Like, when BMO dies. there's this thing when they try to fix the remote. It's this big thing in the episodes. If you haven't seen it, there's like a remote or some shit. It's Prismo's remote in particular. Um, and yeah, like they try to get BMO to fix it. BMO thinks that he can't fix it, and he can't, and it in the process kills him, which is like, wow, that's wild. And they bury him and everything. It's like so sad to see because BMO's such like a beloved character. But like it's one of the reasons why I was a bit confused. Like, how does BMO not count as life? I guess to some degree. Like, I know BMO is a machine. I get that, which is why BMO is probably still alive. If not that, maybe some other reason. Maybe BMO was in a different reality at the time. I don't fucking know. Um, yeah, but it was so sad. That it's a sad episode for like that moment in particular. I was like, wow. Like, even though that's not our bimbo, that's not our BMO. You still feel it. Like, even when you go to all these realities, you still connect to them. You still feel for them. These are the characters like you've gotten to know. Like, even if they aren't the same ones. Like, in particular, to my knowledge, that version of the Lich is our Lich. That's literally our Lich. Like, if you look, so for context, when Prisma makes a wish, a different reality is made. So a different universe, I should say. And in particular, the person who makes the wish is sent to that universe. So that means that's our Lich from the beginning of Adventure Time. Since the first time we've ever met him in the show, I think season 1 or 2. So it's like, wow. That's our guy. We technically have not seen him, and I never realized that until this episode, since he made the wish. Because technically, since then, we've kind of just not seen him. Or not that we haven't seen him, like, obviously we've seen the Lich, but that's not our Lich. Like, obviously, Farm World Lich isn't our Lich, but, the Lich that is in our reality, that made that wish, the one that was in Prismo's time room, that's not our Lich, actually. That is the Lich that was technically born from Jake's wish. From when Jake wished for Finn's wish, or for the Lich's wish, to be the send Finn and Jake home. So realistically, we actually saw our version of him for the first time in forever. Unironically, like, it's something that's so small that I haven't really seen many people talk about. Like, I don't watch too many lore videos and stuff like that, so maybe someone has that I don't know about. I don't watch the roundtable anymore like I used to, but I imagine they did something about that. But that's such a unique little detail. That's like that really hits hard. It's like, wow, that's the OG. That's not even like another variant. That's him. That's the guy from when I was a fucking kid. I was like 12 watching this shit when I was a kid. It's like, wow, you're back. Not for long though. He doesn't do much. He kind of just picks up Simon, Fiona, and Cake with his like powers, and he's like, back in the golden age, when I was the king of bullshit, I would have killed you, but now I'm good. And then he fucking goes to bed, and it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But obviously, there's more details than that. But I don't want to talk about it too much. It's not my intention. I'm going to recap the whole episode. I just wanted to talk about the cool parts to me. And yeah, it was just a great episode. I will say, I actually think that might be my favorite episode in the show. My favorite episode in the show actually used to be Farm World. Not Farm World as in the original Farm World, where like when we watch Finn and like weird Finn and everything, and like Jake makes a wish to undo Finn's like or change Lich's wish. I'm talking about Farm World when Finn and Jake go to Farm World, and they like stop the Ice King version of Finn. They stop the Jake version of the Lich, and it's like, whoa, that episode is so wild. I think this episode may be tied for the best, honestly. To me, at least. I'm not gonna act like it's overall the best in everyone's opinion, but to me, it was just so good. I've had like multiple days to like fucking sit on this shit too. I've watched it multiple times now. Easily one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I can say that with a straight face, because I don't know if it's been too soon to actually say that. I'll give it some time, and then obviously my opinion will fully settle, I believe. But wow. I still can't get over all that, like what happened in that episode. Even the prior one, like when they talk about Marceline in a Vampire King, like we get to see a reality when Marceline, the like in the Vampire King, like basically Ice King never lived and got the crown. So he never raised Marceline. But the Vampire King did. And it's such a weird reality because it's like, what the fuck? You're like, you're just, she's just so different. He's so different. Like, you don't really hear much from him, honestly, so I'm not gonna act like he's a different character or anything like that. We don't get to hear much from him at all. He's very quiet. You get to hear more from Marceline, which even then, that's not too much. But it was really, I like to see Simon react to, Marceline basically being crazy and evil, because she's not crazy and evil. She's a normal person that like respects other people and cares for other people. And that's because of Simon's influence basically being her father figure. And it's like, wow, that's such a beautiful thing to say. That like, it's sad. Because like even he's sad. Like even more like when Ice King or Simon, when he like gets annoyed, he gets annoyed at what do you call it? The fucking Vampire King. He's like, "You're a bad father." It's like, oh, come on, man, come on, Simon. Like, I know he means well and everything, and he's right. I should say that too. He's 100% right. But I think that he is like, I think it's such a goofy scene though, because it's like you tell him Ice King or Simon, you tell him. I keep saying Ice King. It's so disrespectful to call him Ice King. They're just so different characters, and like I love Simon. So I love Simon so much. He's one of my favorites. I think Simon is my favorite character, and Ice King is probably my second. I consider them two different characters, and they are two different characters. If you don't see that, then I don't honestly know how you don't see it. But yeah, it's just so sad. It's just so sad. It's so nice and sad. It's such a good show. I recommend Fiona and Cake heavily. Watch it if you haven't watched it. It's very much worth the watch. Let's talk about the next topic though. Oh, it's the Sniz video. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. Sniz is a YouTuber that I particularly watch. He is a deep rock YouTuber who does like videos about deep rock and everything like that. And in particular, he is very much making good points in his newest video. I enjoy him quite a lot. And in particular, he talks about how deep rock can use some changes to their seasonal format. In particular, they're not adding enough of what we want, slash they're not adding enough in general that's even worth adding. It's basically what I picked up from it. It's basically like, oh, yes, while Deep Rock is adding stuff we enjoy, like there's never been a thing added to Deep Rock, at least in my opinion. So I'll speak for myself here. That has ever been added that I can say with a straight face has been bad. I've been playing Deep Rock for a long time and I love it. I think it's great. I'm playing it right now. So that's how much I love it. But yeah, it's like wow. I think this video is very well made. If anything, check it out. I'll like his name is Sniz. Like I believe it's SNISS. That's his YouTube channel. Check out the new video. It's his literally newest one, and I think it's really well made. He gets like information from his community. I even voted for the polls he was doing on his channel. Very good video though. In particular, there is another. What was the other thing I want to talk about? There was another thing I want to talk about. That's involving it. Yeah, it's about changing the seasons and everything like that, and how they work. Because basically, what I got from what he was saying is the seasons aren't adding enough to hold up, which I fully agree. I think that I think the seasons aren't doing enough, honestly, that I could say that they even worth are called the seasonal title. Because if I'm being honest with you, while I love the current season and I'm playing it quite a lot, I don't think it's bad because I don't think anything Deep Rock ever adds is bad. But I will say that I think it's a bit stale, saying that the core activities are basically still just more of the same with a little bit more added to it, like infected areas with more rock pox. So you will see more rock pox everywhere. Like more infected enemies. I love that. I love the infected enemies. Um I'm a huge fan of the new giant fucking I don't know what it's called honestly, but it spreads the rock pox everywhere. Everywhere it walks, it's like a boss fight. But based off the cleansing of the infection when you find it at meteor sites that weren't cleaned in time. It's very nice and rare to find, which is probably a problem with me personally. I don't know if it's because I don't know how to find it, but it's really rare. I've like only seen it like 3 times. I could probably name off the top of my head, and one of them was recently on stream, I believe. So it's pretty rare, and I play Deep Rock pretty frequently. That I could say that like I do enough like variety of missions to say, yeah, I don't think I don't see it because I don't play enough variety of missions. I'm pretty sure it's super rare, and I honestly can't think of what it's called right now, but it's really cool, and I wish I did see it more. Saying that, like right now, we're doing a Morian Hearthstone mission. This mission's cool. I like it a lot. Like extract Hollow Mite. I like doing all that stuff. It's all the basic stuff you do in this game, and it honestly never gets old to me. But I will admit that I would like to have seen a new mode. Saying that last season we had 2 full new modes added, or I say modes, but like goals, objectives, missions. I don't know what you call them in Deep Rock. I kind of do it. I do everything. It doesn't matter if it's a secondary objective. I always do it, no matter what. I love doing all the missions. So I don't really look at anything as like more important as anything else. It will get done if I play it. I will not end a mission without getting everything, and I will kick people from my lobby if I'm being honest with you, if they're actively trying to like start like the main objective and skipping the side objective, because I am trying to actively do everything in the game and enjoy it. And my way of enjoying this game is to get everything, do every mission, every objective. I love doing that. Even the side objectives. I'll help people get the overclocks they need, all that stuff. I love helping people in this game, especially because this game is a team-based game. Whole point in this game is teamwork. Um, but yeah, I agree with him very much about that because that's at least what I picked up from his points in the video. That we definitely need them to add. Ooh, I want that. There we go. I definitely want them to add more in terms of stuff that's like bigger objectives. Obviously, we want more weapons. Like weapons are a big thing I know he brings up because like he did a poll that talks about how weapons are a thing that like people love and a thing that gets people excited about seasons. They definitely do add a lot to the seasons. Like all the guns I have, like all the stuff in this game, like this gun, you charge it up to overclock with it. Like I have the overclock that lets it drill through walls, so it does double damage to enemies. Minigun's been in the game since like day one, I'm pretty sure. So obviously minigun's fun. But yeah, it's like it's just we want more stuff like this where you go out of your way. I know I went on a little tangent, I got off of that, but we want more stuff that's like objectives. Like get the Omorian Heartstone. Or like what they added during the Plague season last season, there's gonna be a meteor strike basically, right? It's like a meteor strike happens, and when that meteor strike happens, your goal is basically to crack open the meteor before the infection from it could spread to the bugs, which like will cause other missions to happen. It doesn't directly cause it; it's kind of just like the story behind it, but it's cool because like you get to see it happen and see what happens when other crews fail, or what if we don't do that objective? Because technically, the meteorite one is a side objective that you do alongside missions like this one. Like right now, a meteor strike could happen, and I could like take care of it. And I like that world building. It's very nice. But yeah, so stuff like that. That's a fun mission. I am a very big fan of the cleansing ones, which are similar to the meteorite ones, but it's basically the outcome if you don't take care of the meteor. And this like foam fungus thing will spread that will affect the bugs that we kill, like the glyphids and everything. And those bugs will try to kill you, obviously, but it's also important because you need to stop them because the planet is becoming infected by it, making them indirectly stronger, the bugs, which is making our job a lot harder. Which is cool. It's all like connected, and I like that a lot. It's really good storytelling, even though Deep Rock isn't a story-based game. It's nice to see like small stuff like that, and it feels bigger, honestly, 'cause how much like effort they put into it. Yeah, I think I basically, if anything, too, like honestly, what like my little things I'm talking about, like I would love to see more stuff like that. And I basically my whole tangent about this is that I agreed with his video quite a lot, and I recommend anyone that like hasn't seen it and is interested watch Sniz's video. Like literally, if anything, I might put in the description of this video if I remember to like do that. But yeah, definitely watch this video. makes good points, and he actually inspired to make a video that I'm currently working on. I haven't recorded it yet. Yeah, I haven't recorded yet. I might have mentioned at the beginning of the video. I think I did. I might have not. I don't honestly remember. I'm honestly really tired, so I can't even remember what I recorded myself, honestly. But yeah. Let's talk about the next topic. I think that's it for this Sniz video. Check out Sniz's video. SNISS. I believe that's how you spell it. Doctor Who is coming back. That's the next topic. God, I'm excited about that. I love Doctor Who. Big fan of Doctor Who. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was 10 years old. I used to watch that shit like right when I moved. Um, like that was one of like I've been watching Doctor Who since I actually might have been I might have been younger. I think I might have been like 8. Whenever the Ninth Doctor was a thing, because I know David Tennant's the 10th, and David Tennant's my favorite, and like, he was the one when I really got into it. But I've been watching since like the Ninth Doctor, and then when he became David Tennant. So I was pretty young. I was like 9 or 10 at least, maybe a little bit older. Maybe I could have been like 10 or 11. I don't remember honestly, but you know, roughly that timeline. And in particular, I love it. I love the show quite a lot. I didn't enjoy the newest season. I'll be honest with you, or the one before that. I love Peter Capaldi. I love him. Like his season was great, but the Julie Whittaker, I think her name is. Hers wasn't good. I don't know if it was her or the director. I know the director wasn't the best, and he was kind of like a shit show, going back on stuff he said all the time. But I don't know if she would have been a good doctor either way. Excuse me. Still sick, like I said. Um, yeah. She I don't know if she would have been good. I think she was fine, honestly, for the episode she got as her doctor. I think she did the best she could have with the shit director that she had, but obviously that's not a I don't want to judge her. I think she did great. I'm not here to judge her. I'm here to judge the season as a whole. And I'm looking towards the future, honestly. I think that's more important, look towards the future. And David Tennant's back. That's the first thing. And I love David Tennant, so I'm excited to see him. My all-time favorite doctor. Actually, that's actually changed. I will change my opinion about that. My all-time favorite doctor is actually Peter Capaldi. Easily Peter Capaldi. Matt Smith is close. But I think, obviously, like, the big three will always be, at least to me, Peter Capaldi, David Tennant, then Matt Smith. They will probably always constantly change, but those are my favorite doctors. And that's my favorite doctor, Peter Capaldi. And I'm excited to see what probably the overall best, without biasy. Like, my favorite is obviously Peter Capaldi, but I think the best overall in terms of the fans is obviously David Tennant. He's come back the most, and he was the one that made Doctor Who popular again after, like, it's a redone version of it. So, I'm more than happy to see him back. Grateful, if anything. Um, Very nice to see him. I couldn't have been happier when I saw like the end of the season when he was there. This is also one of the spoilers I should mention, because I know I mentioned a bunch of spoilers will be coming. So yeah, so spoilers obviously. If I didn't already warn you about this, even though I did, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, I was very happy to see him. He's great. I think he's going to do great. I think it's funny because there was actually he was like part of a roast thing where he roasts a friend of his. That's like the whole point of the thing was that they're roasting each other back and forth. It's like a joking thing to my knowledge. And yeah, eventually this came down to him being like, I was Doctor Who. Or like, I'm Doctor Who, and the guy goes, not anymore, baby. And now he kind of just is Doctor Who again. So it's like, oh, okay. Oh shit, I forgot to promote myself. Okay. Um I just thought it was really goofy because now he's back as Doctor Who again. So it's like, oh shit. He was not wrong. He's Doctor Who. And it was nice. I'm very happy about that. It puts a smile on my face. Um yeah, new season looks good though. I don't really know much of what they're gonna be doing, honestly. So I'm not gonna act like I know what's going on, honestly. Because I honestly don't. I'm a bit confused for like what's going on with David Tennant, like why he's back and everything like that. So I'm not even gonna like put my input in anything on like that. I don't know how he could be back. We've never seen a regeneration put you back to a face you've already been. It was a bit weird. I don't understand it. Obviously, I'm saying that the original guy that like was with Pete, well, not Pete Capaldi, with David Tennant is coming back. I have full faith in him to tell a good story with him, and just to honestly answer questions that we have. I think he'll be great. He's a good guy. He'll do good things. I believe in him as the one true gamer he is. Okay, but what's the next topic we could talk about? Or not next topic. Actually, yes, we'll go to the next topic. That's kind of all I have to talk about for Doctor Who. I don't have any spoilers. It kind of is just really nice to say David Tennant again, and obviously after him, we'll be getting another Doctor because they already confirmed him and another Doctor will be coming soon. Like David Tennant technically is the next Doctor, but once the specials that come out end, the next Doctor will actually be there already. It's weird. If you haven't seen it and you do watch it, it'll make more sense for you. But if you haven't seen this before, it's crazy. And even people like me are confused, probably. But it all makes sense eventually. And I kind of already understand it a little bit. We'll see, though. I am excited for the future of Doctor Who. Next topic. One Piece Egghead Island. I'm gonna drink some water real quick, actually, so I can, like, catch my breath, too. I've been going on fucking long tangents. Water. But yeah, One Piece. Yeah, as you all know, I fucking love One Piece. Big fucking fan of One Piece here. Caught up with the manga and the anime, so we talk about the anime a little bit too. But yeah, it was the well, actually, we'll talk about the anime first. The finale with Kaido versus Luffy for Wano, beautiful, beautiful. I love the way it looked. I like the way they handled it. I personally had no complaints. I know a couple people weren't the happiest about it, and they felt that it could have been better and portrayed a little bit better from the anime's perspective. Um, I personally don't give two shits about their opinion, and I enjoyed it for myself, so that's all that matters to me. Sure, obviously, I would like them to. I wish they could have did some things differently, saying that I do prefer the manga's version better, but I don't flat out hate the anime version like other people have been doing recently. Some people think it's horseshit the way they did it, but I thought it was done fine. I liked watching Kaido fall into the lava. I thought that was cool. I liked like the people like Ogashima cheering like for like the festival, not knowing that like you know the dictator that has been taking over their land is dead now. It's like very nice. It was very well animated. I love the colors, obviously, because I think the anime does like the colors very well. It was very nice. That's my. I guess if I had to give a ranking for the Kaido versus Luffy fight as a whole, I'd give it a 9. I think it's my probably top 5 best fights. I don't know if it'd be top 3, honestly. It, you know, I honestly don't know yet. That I've seen it in the anime and the manga, because they're both done now. I I don't know. I think it's a great in terms of action, but I don't know. I guess it would be top 3 really. The more I think about it, it definitely would be top 3. It's up there with like Katakuri and fucking like Lucci stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to really think about that more before like I actually gave a flat out opinion. I guess you could say because it kind of is just a good fight. I think it's one of the best animated fights. Actually, no, I would say that with a straight face. It is the best animated fight in One Piece. Hands down. Nothing comes close. When Kaido's fucking running, like, after, like, oh, like, running away from Luffy's lightning, like, avoiding it, like just dodging it and shit, it is so fucking beautiful. Easily. Probably my most... No, yeah, I'll say that. Besides Studio Ghibli movies, because those are fucking beautiful. Probably my favorite animated scene in an anime ever. And I consider Studio Ghibli anime because they are animated movies made by like. Do they count as like anime? I actually don't know. Is that right to call them anime, or would they be considered something else? Because they are movies. I never thought about that before. I actually don't know if Studio Ghibli movies are considered anime. You consider Dragon Ball movies anime, even though they're movies. Like when they come out, like obviously there's a Dragon Ball show, but there's also movies. Are they considered that only though the fact that they are movies adapting a being adapted into a thing like that? I don't know how that works. I guess it doesn't matter. Both are beautiful. That's all that matters. But Yeah, I think. Let's go to Egghead actually. Because I want to talk about Egghead. Egghead. Um, I am really enjoying Egghead. I think Egghead has been a very good arc. I love seeing Doctor Vegapunk. Finally, that's a big spoiler, obviously. So if you don't, if I've already warned you guys 100 times about this shit, spoilers again. But Egghead was nice. I like it a lot. It's not done yet. The Kizaru fight has been really interesting because I honestly don't know if one side is struggling between Luffy and Kizaru or if they're all just kind of like even at the moment. It's because it's like Kizaru isn't necessarily fighting. He's more just getting rid of Luffy to do his job because he doesn't want to fight certain people in particular too. He's there quite literally just to kill Vegapunk and leave. So I don't know how I feel right now about it in terms of I don't know. I think it's a good fight. I'll tell you that much. I think it's a great fight. I'm enjoying the fight, but I don't know if I know who's winning necessarily, or even if like it's even or not. So I'm a bit confuzzled. I will be honest with you. Doesn't matter because obviously like the fight doesn't always have to win. Like the fight doesn't have to end with just you know a stronger person beats a stronger person or said character wins due to fucking like willpower. I like fights sometimes just to watch people fight. Like people fights can just end when they don't have like an actual winner. People can just leave. Like Luffy might just leave. Like Egghead. If it comes down to it, he might be able to leave with just Vegapunk surviving too. I hope Vegapunk survives. By the way, I love Vegapunk. I've enjoyed him as a character, like as a character, a designed character, and like him just in general has been really nice. So I am personally looking forward to seeing him in the future if he does survive, saying that Kizaru is here to kill him. But I'm enjoying the fight. I'll tell you that much. It's fucking great. Um, Luffy is currently Gear 5 again, which is pretty cool. He grabbed Kizaru and like is fighting him in Gear 5. I like it a lot. Um, what else is there to talk about with this? Don't want to talk about too much, obviously. Got some other stuff I want to talk about for this episode. But for the most part, been a good fight. I think all of Egghead's been nice, especially with the history of like the world and everything we've been learning about. The lore behind Luffy's Devil Fruit has been nice to hear, and other stuff like that. It's all just been all around nice to hear. I've enjoyed it. Um, yeah, honestly, I can't wait for it to end. Or I can't wait for it to end, bro. I hope it doesn't ever end. I fucking love One Piece. Um, I'm excited to see where it goes. Is what I should say. Especially because we got an update on Kuma too, which is very nice. We haven't seen him in about 6 real life months. Last time we saw him in the manga, he was with the revolutionaries and he ran away, but no one really knew how he was able to do that, saying that his mind should be basically nothing and a puppet at this point. But clearly he's not. And he was at the Revelry for context where we saw him, where the Celestial Dragons live. And he was there because he used the Pawpaw Fruit to teleport himself there, but it seems like that's not exactly where he wanted to be. It's just the closest he could get to where he wanted to be. So, it's fine. I thought that was interesting because like Akainu literally blew off a part of his face just like he did to what do you call it? Whitebeard back during Marineford. So I thought that was cool. And like, he tanks that shit, our boy Kuma, the fucking soldier. Um I was I was fucking astonished when I saw that shit. I'm like, oh nah, this guy is not the healthiest. Like he cannot be taking those type of hits. Please do not kill him. Especially because I fucking hate Akainu. Um yeah, but good episode for the anime. Good finale for Wano. I think it was adapted very well, and I think it was very nice to see more from everything from Egghead. Very good all around from like One Piece, no matter where you look. What else did I talk about? Oh yeah, this is a goofy one that for anyone new here, you're not gonna understand this, and for anyone old here, um, you may know about this, you may not. I'm gonna explain it again anyway. I think I might have talked about this a little bit last week. I honestly don't remember what I talked about last week, but it's still important because I'm officially going to announce now that Diarrhea City is going to begin development starting this week. I'm going to take a little bit of time out each week to work on my album Diarrhea City. It is the shit joke I came up with some close friends of mine like Tony and Kabunga. I was in a call with them, and I thought about Diarrhea City, and it's this really shitty album I've thought about. I thought would just be goofy to make, and yeah, I kind of just want to make it. And recently, I've been talking with them, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that. So starting this week, to be exact, actually, I think on Saturday is when I will start working on my album. Um, it's going to be a dumb fucking album, by the way. I should make this clear that it's going to be on stupid levels, probably stupider than anything Weird Al Yankovic can make, or crazier than Weird. Is that disrespectful to say to be crazier than Weird Al Yankovic? It's Weird Al Yankovic. I don't want to compare myself to a god like him, but it'll be goofy. Imagine like a Nick video, but music about diarrhea. So I'm gonna start development on it, probably starting Friday or Saturday. Once I finish all my schoolwork, I'm going to be doing a lot of effort, which is why I mentioned earlier in this episode I was doing a lot of schoolwork because I'm gonna be doing a lot of effort to finish a lot of my work ahead of the weekend, so that I can dedicate time into figuring out what I need to do for it. Because I want to make music and shit. Like I want to write down lyrics. I gotta make like lyrics for the songs actually, because it's gonna be an album. But I'm excited because it's goofy. It's gonna be goofy. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be shit. No pun intended. And I want it to be good, but also still bad because I'm not a musician. I don't even know how to play instruments. I'm gonna be getting help from people who do play instruments. I'm gonna be using websites to make beats and shit like that. So this is going to be horrible, and I can't wait to release it because I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I don't know if I'll put it on Spotify. I don't know if I'll put it on YouTube. Probably YouTube, honestly, because I think it'll just be funny to put on YouTube. But obviously, when it's ready, it will be ready. I'm not gonna rush it. I don't know when this will be released. This has no release date, but I want to officially confirm it to the people who may be interested, or for anyone that thinks it's funny and are now interested. This is my shit album I'm going to be making. No pun intended again. Diarrhea City. Coming to a city near you. I don't know when. I want to try to get it out probably by the end of 2023. How's that sound? We're gonna try that. I even have a second album ready. I won't give that name out though, because I think, well, that might go through a metamorphosis after I finish Diarrhea City. After I make my first album, I'll know how I'll do it in the future, because I might make more if I enjoy it enough. But this album is going to be so fucking bad. And that's why it's going to be so good. What was I going to say though? I think that was it though for Diary City. I was going to say something else, but I think I got everything basically I wanted to talk about it without going too much into detail because I don't want to talk about it for too long. Payday 3. Oh yeah, Payday 3 I want to talk about. I don't personally have Payday 3 at the moment, and that's purely for the fact that I personally am waiting. I don't buy games when they come out, the day they come out anymore. I'll be honest with you. It's not that I don't want to support the game developer that makes the game, especially when it's something like Payday 3, something that I personally have waited years for to come out, and like waited a long time to even get announced because I was anticipating it. But yeah, I was very excited for it, but there were things that were keeping me from buying it. And I might have talked about this last week too, but I want to talk about it again purely for the fact that it's gotten worse because obviously there's no single player. If you haven't heard about that, there is just no single player, which really does suck, honestly. So you can't play it offline. Like yeah, you just can't play it offline. That's a big thing. But they've also just been getting DDoS, to my knowledge. So like the servers just have been broken, and it's like, oh, not only can you not enjoy the game because like people are being assholes to like preventing you from playing it, but they also kind of fucked up in their own right by making that you can't play it offline. You kind of a lot of people haven't actually been able to play the game and enjoy it, which really sucks. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about that besides the fact that I think it's kind of like I guess I'm using this to like be like don't pre-order stuff, man. I'm a big advocate, especially for recent years. Don't pre-order. I made the mistake for so many years for pre-ordering, and it used to be worth it. It used to be. It's some games still are worth pre-ordering. Honestly, I do pre-order occasionally. In particular, I pre-order when what do you call it? I pre-order when I really am excited, like for a game. I would try to formulate words, but I'm trying to like not be disrespectful to people who may care about pre-ordering. Because I don't want to say anything that's like, oh, this is my personal take on it. But also, it's like, okay, but you're forgetting about other people's opinions. I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's my opinion, so it's not going to change either way. But I'm keeping people in mind. Um, in particular, I don't like pre-ordering. I think it's a scam at this point because most game developers don't give you what they advertised anymore. Respectfully, I don't know. I know it's not always the game developer's fault, but sometimes, honestly, I believe it is. They make the game. Some developers get 7 years and still put out horseshit. Look at Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk only got good recently. Some of these games have so much time to be made, and obviously complications happen and shit like that. But I like to. I also see that as a problem, like of vision. That like if you don't have like a clear vision of what you're gonna make, that can also lead to why a game isn't good. That goes for anything. Like if I make a video and it's because I didn't like, and I put like no real thought behind it, and it comes out like shit. I know why it came like shit because I didn't like I made it in a whim, and like I didn't put that much effort into it. I can't get mad about that because I was the one who didn't do it. Like if you don't like, and obviously that's not the game developer's fault again too, because it could be rushing and shit. I don't have all the details. I don't want to argue about that shit either. If I do start an argument about that, but I've thought about that a lot. It's not worth it to argue about. Just be happy with the games you play. Honestly, that's how I see it. Um, yeah, but it's a shame what's going on with Payday because I love Payday. I waited a long time for this game to come out, and I did plan on buying it eventually, especially because it is cheap. It is $40. It is not that much money to pay for it. That is a pretty cheap compared to most games coming out now. Like that's $40. Most games coming out now are under 60, which has been the normal price for like years at this point. But then there's also games coming out for 70. So it's like, I can appreciate a game being lowered in price. And I don't know if that's because they expected this to happen because of no single player mode or because they didn't put as much as they had in other games in it. And obviously I don't know because I haven't played it. I've only like watched people or heard about stuff. But my point still stands that I don't think it was worth pre-ordering at day one. And I've done it for a bunch of games now, and I've been very right about that. I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I've been like on a streak about calling shit being garbage before it even comes out. Like I called Cyberpunk would be shit when it came out. Was 100% right. Game is rebounded. We'll point that out. Game is 100% rebounded. I currently, from what I've seen, I think it's in a really, really good state currently. Really, really good state. Like fuck. I saw the new updates and everything. Well, it shouldn't have taken this long to get to where it is, and the updates that people are getting excited for this game shouldn't be the stuff that should have been there at launch. That's a big issue I have currently. That people get excited about getting what they paid for a year later, which is something I personally have a problem with. But that's probably something I'll make a video about soon because like I want to talk about that. But yeah, it's not good. Um, yeah, but it's I guess Cyberpunk is good now though, but it's not good what's going on with Payday, and I hate to see it because like I want that game to succeed. But obviously, if you do shit things are gonna happen. It's just kind of how the world works. I don't know what to say honestly, but if I had to say anything else though, I will say right now, I have very much been enjoying what I have seen from it. I think the mechanics that they've done and these people ended the mission. God damn it. No R, nothing. Ugh, we have so much more stuff we could have sold. How could they? Well, anyway, back to the topic. I think everything looks really well made. I like the new sliding and shit like that. I think obviously like plays really well. Enemies look good. Everything looks good. Everything's fine. It's still Payday, but better for the most part. And I like that. I'm happy to see that. That they didn't change they didn't change things just to change it. They really made the game better and adapted to the times, which is very nice. Okay, but that's it for the payday topic. Let's go into the final topic. Or final topics. I have two. Um, I've been playing Magic the Gathering. The Steam version. I don't know what it's called, like the exact name for it, but it's been fun. I've never actually played Magic the Gathering too much in my life. I've only like had friends that have played it, and I've played it on my own occasionally. I've owned some cards in my life, but I've never gotten into it like I have Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. And I used to play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. I played Pokemon like fucking I don't know. I didn't play Pokemon competitively like I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively, but I got really into these things. That I kept up with the communities a lot, and I never really got into Magic the Gathering. But recently Tony in particular, um, was like, "Hey, I'm playing this game. It looks cool." And I'm like, "How good is video game?" And he went, "Very good video game. I play with friend." And I went, "Okay, you know what? I'd give try it for free. And it is for free. So if you want to play Magic the Gathering, it's for free on Steam. I'm not sponsored, but I've been enjoying it. And I think it's really good. It's kind of just like it plays pretty similarly to Yu-Gi-Oh! It kind of like the Pokemon card video game, but I think it's fun. At least for what I'm experienced so far. I'm still doing all the tutorials and such, like in the game, so I'm kind of just learning. Um, I can't give too much an opinion saying that I only beat the tutorial recently, and I'm doing the color challenges, which basically teach you more about the game and give you stuff like money to get stuff in the game. But yeah, it's really good. I don't really have much to say. I do like the art style. That's something I could talk about it. That's how fresh I am into this game. Honestly, I might play this next time I do the Igloo. Yeah, next time I do the Igloo, I think I'll play Magic the Gathering on here. We'll try that out. It's been pretty fun. I liked it a lot. I think it's been very much fun. Um. But yeah, let's get into my final topic, I guess, for this episode. Pixelmon builds. I mentioned this, I think, briefly last time, and I know I briefly mentioned it on stream, that I've been working on a thing, because I'm going to be joining a Pixelmon server soon. It's going to be starting soon. It's for a streamer I personally enjoy, Asai slash Matt, you may know him. He's a really cool guy. He does all kinds of cool shit that I enjoy. He's not too active in terms of streaming, but I enjoy his vibe and the stuff he does, that I could say that he's a cool person. And I've heard good things about him, saying that I have friends that know him. But, he's a good guy. Check him out if you haven't watched him. But yeah, in particular, he's gonna be starting a Pixelmon server, probably at the beginning of October, and I'm excited. So in particular, I've been building stuff, such as I'm building a poison type gym for my favorite Pokemon, Trubbish, because I love Trubbish, and I in particular also have been working on a Pokemon Center. My gym is actually done. I finished my gym recently. I can't do some stuff in it because I have to wait to know what they're going to be adding to that server, such as image maps and stuff like that. If I don't know how far they're going to be going yet in terms of I don't know what gyms or not gym what generation of Pokemon they're going to be going up to. But for the most part, honestly, I don't really give a shit because it looks good or it sounds good. And either way, I would still love to have a poison type gym because while it's going to be about Trubbish, it's going to be a poison type gym. So I'm excited to do that in general. I'm really excited. I like poison type. I think it's really cool. It's not my favorite type, but Trubbish is my favorite Pokemon. So I'm excited to have him be my gym leader or like my favorite my gym Pokemon. Like, you know, my Pokemon that represents my gym. That would be my Pokemon to represent my gym. And even if they don't have it like at launch, Trubbish, because obviously they might not do Gen 5 off the bat. To my knowledge, they're going to be starting from Gen 1 and then slowly adding generations of Pokemon as we go. So maybe for the beginning, I'll have Weezing. He'll be my main guy, and then we'll go from there. But either way, when they do add him, I will have what I want, and I will be so happy because I love Trubbish so much. Trubbish is so cool. Garbodor is so cool. I love Trubbish. He is such a garbage Pokemon, no pun intended. But I love him. He's literally a garbage bag. He's based off of New York, my favorite like generation of Pokemon, saying that I am really from New York. I'm a New Yorker, so I relate to that Pokemon a lot because I see garbage everywhere. I know the reason Garbodor was made is because the guy who makes Pokemon, or the guy who used to make Pokemon. Well, anyway, the guy who makes Pokemon back then, went to New York and saw how much garbage there was, it felt that it was important to include. So he included it purely for that reason. Which, I don't know how you feel about that. If anything, that's funny to me. But, I think it's cool because I love Trubbish, and I just love, he's so bad, but he's so cool. But, the other thing I built is my Pokemon Center, like I mentioned. If I did mention that, I actually don't know if I did. But, Pokemon Center. I'm building the Gen 5 Pokemon Center. It's going to be a little bit, in my own style, because I am stylizing it to be like my own thing. That's not going to be exactly like Gen 5. It's gonna mostly take the color scheme and the general like structure of it. But realistically, it's mostly gonna be my own design that I've come up with, which I'm excited for because it's gonna have two entrances. It's gonna have all this cool shit that I'm excited for. Um, I want there to be stores inside of it too, so I'm gonna be selling stuff in it. I might make multiple floors eventually. I'll start off with just the one floor with the healing stuff and everything, because I'm gonna build a town which will hold my gym and my center, and I'm super excited. And I think it looks really good. That one hasn't had much detail yet done to it because like I haven't done much with it. I've only built like the outside and I'm finishing the roof, but it's been really fun, like really really fun, and I want to do more with it. I'll probably do more of that tonight, honestly, before I go to bed, because it's getting pretty late here. It's 4:29 in the morning. But yeah, I've been really enjoying building it. I'm excited for that server. I'm honestly fully ready to help if like Matt somehow sees this, or someone who knows Matt somehow sees this. I'm fully ready to help with that server. Do whatever I can, help build spawn, anything like that. If there is going to be a spawn, I want to help. I want to get input. I would love to help in any way I can. I love Pokemon and I love Pixelmon, and I'm just so excited for that server. I'm going to be putting a lot of time into it. I think that's it though. Yeah, I think that's it. I got through all my topics, and I think I went into pretty good detail about them. Um, I'm pretty tired. I'll be real with you. I did a lot today. We talked about a lot today. I think we're good to call this a day. Um, I guess before we go, new YouTube video will be coming out soon. You guys get to hear it here first. I'm gonna try to get that out by next week. So the Friday this comes out, the new video I'm working on should be out that Tuesday, the following Tuesday of that Friday. I think that makes sense. I don't know. I'm gonna call it a day though. This is Nick. This was episode 5 of the Igloo. This was the most spoilers we've ever talked about, from any show to movies and anything like that. Appreciate everyone who showed up here, everyone that stuck to the end. Thank you for watching. Bazinger words and such.